Hey guys, Ed from Paranormal Link, Ohio here, back at it again with another podcast episode. Tonight's podcast episode is going to be rather short, but it is going to be a good episode. I'm going to tell you a true story about a skinwalker. Now, this happened probably about, well, let's put it like this. People will think it's a skinwalker. It has the attributes of a skinwalker, everything to it. And I tell you the story, it's just going to absolutely blow your mind. So this was probably about 2 years ago. We were sitting in our living room and we was just, looking at some stuff on TV, and we saw this video come up of this person who thought he came encountered with a skinwalker. He shows this, like the shadowy figure off in the distance in the woods. Actually, it was more like a field. And he's screaming for help, just screaming and screaming for help, but the figure's not moving at all. So, we're like, hey, that's pretty cool. I believe in skinwalkers. I believe in most things paranormal. I have an open mind. And my family's scared of this stuff. So besides my daughter, my son's kind of a non-believer. But we were all kind of, amazed by it. It was really, really cool. So the next day, everything's normal. We go to bed like usual. We're laying in bed and we fall asleep. Next thing you know, we're getting woke up to somebody screaming outside for help. And it's dead middle of winter. There's tons of snow everywhere. And, we live in we live in a good area, but like if you go farther up the ways, it gets into like a badder area of the city. And so we're hearing somebody yell and scream for help. Usually we hear gunshots and stuff like that. That's like way off in the distance. But this sounded like it was right outside our window. Just screaming for help. Help me. They're going to kill me. Help me. Please help me. And you could just hear what sounds like someone rustling through the snow trying to get help. And my wife, she is a very, very kind-hearted woman. She will save anybody in any type of danger. She does not care what it is. She will run to it to save somebody. So it's 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. She's up, getting ready to run outside, and all she has on is her underwear, like her night clothes. And I said, whoa, stop. I said, you can't go out there. I said, you don't know what's going on out there. They could have guns. It could be a gang fight. It could be something like that. You don't go out there. We'll call the cops. And she's still, no, I gotta go. I gotta get out there. We gotta go. So she goes outside. I go out behind her and we stop on the porch. Because as soon as we open the door, the screaming stops. All right. We look down the road and it kind of looks like there's a figure standing on a porch. So we thinking, well, maybe it woke up another neighbor or something and they're outside. So we're looking around and I told her, I said, there's something funny here. And she's like, what? I said, look at the snow. She goes, yeah, so? I said, what's missing? And she gasped and she's like, oh my God. I said, there's no footprints. None. No footprints anywhere. And this sounded right outside our window. And you could hear what sounded like something going through the snow. And there was no footprints, no nothing. Nothing. I tell you, we walked around the house and there was nothing, because now I'm thinking somebody's messing with us. And then I'm not going to lie, I got a little mad and a little angry because I thought somebody was messing with us and I was going to go see what was going on. Because I've got dogs, they're my babies, they're mine and my wife's other children. And, I'm figuring if they're messing with the dogs, because the dogs are going crazy too in the house. And I thought it was just somebody playing a stupid joke. So I went around to try to find out what was going on. Nothing. There was nothing. No footprints, no nothing, no anything. Like the snow was bad. Like it was bad. So, and there was nothing, no prints, no anything. So we had called the cops. And, we told the cops like what had happened. And they said, okay, we'll send somebody out there. Unfortunately, the police never came. I don't know if it was because of the weather. or what, but they never showed up. And so we just wrote it off as kids being stupid. So that intrigued me, and I started looking more and more into skinwalkers, and I'm finding more and more things out. And that's all I did the entire day and the entire night, was just look up evidence. I made sure all my cameras around my house were all functioning right, because we even looked at the cameras too. We got cameras on the porch, and there was nothing. You could hear it, but you didn't see anything. There was nothing. And so I went around and I made sure every camera on the property had battery life and everything was working properly. That way, if something did happen, it would pick it up. So let's go to where we go back to bed that night. We fall asleep like usual, and we get woke up again at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and in the morning. And this time, it's her mom. Now, her mom lives right across the street from us. So it's dead on her voice, talking. And she talks loud, so we're like, oh man, who is she talking to? You know? And, you know, we try calling, nobody answers or anything like that. So we figure something's going on. So we're like, well, let's go out there and see what's going on. And she's talking, her mom is talking. But as soon as we open the door to go outside, the talking stops. And there's nobody out there. Nobody. Nothing. Again, no footprints, no anything. So at this point, we're freaked out. We're like, did something happen? Did somebody take her? I don't know. It's just, you know, when it's your loved one, you just panic. So I ran across the street, and my wife is right behind me. We're banging on the door. She gets her key out. She opens the door. We go inside. Her mom is furious because we woke her up out of a dead sleep. She's like, well, I don't know why. I didn't hear the phone ring. What's going on? What's the problem? Which I get. I'd be mad too. Someone's beating on my door, and then all of a sudden they open the door and they rush in. And we was asking her, like, was you just outside? And she's like, no, I wasn't just outside. What do you guys, what's wrong with you guys? And so we had told her what happened, and she goes, I didn't hear anything. You know, so we checked her mom's cameras. Nothing was picked up, but you could hear talking. And our cameras did the same thing. So her camera faces across the street towards our house. Our camera faces across the street towards her house. Neither camera picked up anybody, but we picked up the talking. So we go inside, you know, we tell her we're sorry. She goes to bed. We go inside, and we're laying there, and we're like, what the hell is going on? And that's when I told her, I said, look, I know we watched that thing about the skinwalker the other day. I said, all day long I've been doing research on the skinwalker. I've been working on it all day. She goes, yeah, I know. I said, they mimic voices. If they can't get you with a voice you've never heard of before, they will mimic a voice of somebody you know. And these things can turn into anything they want to turn into. And their Native American, you know, legend, they're like a demon in Native American. They have to kill a loved one in their family to become the skinwalker. So, and once they do, they can morph into anything. And they want your soul. So they try to trick you. They try to get you to come out in any way that you can. So that's why my mindset went to that. Okay, my mindset went to, you know, that's what it was. That's what it is. You know, and I was just stuck with it. I was intrigued by it. Of course, my wife's like, no, that's crazy. That can't be right. Because again, my wife believes but doesn't believe. It's weird. It's like she's on the cusp of it. Which we're going to have a live podcast September 2nd at 8 p.m. live on Facebook. If you guys want to come check it out. Remember, September 2nd, live at 8 p.m. on Facebook at paranormalincohio.com or Paranormal Inc. Ohio Facebook page. My wife and myself will be having a kind of believers versus non-believers discussion about the paranormal. So if you guys are interested, man, you should come check it out. It'll be great. So anyways, we get to that point to where, you know, we're finally calmed down and we lay down and we go, you know, fall asleep. She falls asleep. She's out like a light and I'm still Like, I'm in and out of sleep, but I can't really get to sleep because my mind is just still racing about what happened. So I start doing more research, like an idiot. I pick up my laptop, I'm laying in bed, I'm researching this thing, I'm finding more and more stuff out. And I guess I fell asleep while I was working. So we went to check on the cameras throughout the night. Now, wait, I'm going too far into it. Her mom called us and said, hey, I caught something on my cameras that I can't quite explain. So we get it, we look at it, and this is what it looks like, okay? It looks like in our living room window that there is a figure looking out the window. But in front of the door, or in front of our front door, you see like half a body, like a silhouette of half a body, just standing there. And it's almost like whatever is inside is looking out to whatever is outside. And then you see the figure just kind of disappear. And then the figure in the window just kind of disappears. So it's like, that's insane. Again, the weather was bad, and, there was gusts and stuff like that. But this was a still part of the night. Like, there was, barely any wind or anything like that. And that's what we saw. So then we got on our camera to see if we caught what was in front of the door. Now, across the street, walking past her mom's neighbor's house, you see a set of legs, and it's like an apparition of something walking. And as it's walking, it blocks out the light of the basement of the neighbor's house, the basement light. It blocks it out. And you see it kind of stop in front of her mom's house, and then it disappears. And then maybe, I'm going to say 5 minutes later in the video, you hear what sounds like breathing into our camera. Like, this wasn't wind, this wasn't anything like that. This was just straight. For like 10 minutes. And then nothing. It went all quiet again. Now, since those nights, 2-3 years ago, nothing has happened. Nothing else like that has happened. So, did we come in contact with a skinwalker maybe? I don't know. But how crazy is that? Like I am open-minded, so I try to debunk everything. Okay? And I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe it's because we watched that one thing and our mind is just playing tricks on us. But then I'm like, everybody else heard it and came to the same conclusion there was nothing in the snow. We got all this video footage, so it's real. This is really happening. But the kicker part, the night, remember, I back earlier when I was talking, I said that there would look like there was a figure on a porch down the street. I completely forgot to tell you the rest of this part. So we yelled down the street because we were like, well, maybe it's just another neighbor that got woke up. We yell, like, did you see anything? And this shadow just gone. Disappears. So, it's just absolutely insane. I think we might have came across a skinwalker. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We might have came across a skinwalker. Because there's other things that I've done before and other investigations that have involved skinwalkers or supposed skinwalkers, and people think that they've come in contact with a skinwalker. We've gone out, we've investigated. So, I mean, and I'm a demonologist, and I study all this stuff. I have haunted artifacts. I have 13 haunted dolls, and I have I kind of got like an old lunchbox from the 20s that supposedly has a spirit inside of it, and I have a African effigy doll, voodoo dolls. So it could be a number of things. But that was the craziest few nights that has ever happened. And I just wanted to share it with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, again, September 2nd at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook. We will be live with my wife. We're having a discussion of the believers versus non-believers and the paranormal. You guys should come check it out. It's going to be awesome. Thank you for coming and checking out tonight's episode. I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks. Bye, everyone.